This is a shortened recording of the event where Garland Broadwater talked about his glass collection, including pieces from the Utility Glassworks and Sloan Brother Glass Company in Lonaconing, Maryland. This was filmed at the Georges Creek branch of the Allegany County Library System. If you're interested in any of the Utility Glassworks, there'll be a link down below.
Lonaconing, some of them, there's some Sloan here, and it was from like 1930 to third month of 32, which is that because it's kind of a short period of production. They had a lot of good ideas. They done one thing was they done the rock crystal, which is this stuff here. It's got the McGuire stem on it, decorated McGuire stem. And the plates are pretty hard to find. But anyway, it's a Sloan. And how they got this design in them, they went ahead and they done their cotton, and then the acid washed it, acid polished it, I mean. So, and how I know that, I never heard that nowhere until I found the advertisement. 1931 Sears, page out Sears catalog. I found that. And it doesn't say it's Sloan because it was all sent to those Sears for them to sell it as their product. Like a lot of this stuff here, it was sent to Macy's and a bunch of different department stores, like in New York City, Chicago, and Los Angeles. That's how this stuff here gets spread all over the country. And anyway, I just happened to go online and find, I searched for all kinds of stuff like this here, you wouldn't believe. It's just to try to get information, more knowledge. Knowledge is knowledge of your glass, whatever you collect. Doesn't matter if it's glass or not, but knowledge of what you want to collect. It's priceless because it keeps you going, and you can just walk into like I walk into antique shops. I can be looking at all the glass. I mean, you can have shelf and shelf. I can just walk right down there. Boom, there's that one. And I'll pick them out, you know, if the prices is decent, which most times you are. If it's something I don't have, you know, I've got to get it. But anyway, my collection starts with the utility glass of 1920 to 1929. And the majority of this was made there. Plus out in the case out there, there's a good bit out there too, most of it. They might have saw the Samovar, the dispenser out there. It's the windmill one. That was made to put your expensive liquor in. This stuff is for rich people, okay? Well, and if you put your liquor in there, then the glasses that came with it is the shot glasses. Got all those match out there with that one, the teal color. This is the Vaseline with the tornado optics. That goes to a one out of the windmill because that's all tornado optics out there. And then there's a third one. I never even knew about this till about 2 years ago. And I had a lady in California send me a picture because I was questioning her about another piece I found on there that was utility glass. And, you know, a lot of times I talk to people if they want to say $100 or something. I'll say, would you take 80 or 70? Just because if you don't ask, you'll never know. And a lot of times they say yes. You know, and to me, it's well worth it. But anyway, she said, I have something I want to show you. She sent this picture to me. And here's the lighthouse. It was the same with the lighthouse. And it had the top on it. And had holes in it like it had lights, you know, represented. Metal base, it's silver coated, plated, and all the tumblers in it, which was always her colors. So I went ahead and cropped her picture, and the only man I know around here that would know, well, there's another. I don't get contact too much with him, but the one I do is J. George. I'm telling you, that man's been collecting for 50 years. He told me the area glass, he got over 2,500 pieces. You know, and we get back and forth all the time now. You know, emailing and stuff. He was up here when I put the glass out here. But he said, yes, that's called the lighthouse. And he said, how they found out, they found pieces of the glass with the bricks in it. There's a brick pattern.
Oh,
Found the pieces that called shards over here behind, back here, probably 100 yards from here. And he gets online and starts looking. You know, he's had several items like that they didn't know what it was. And boom, he finds something, you know, that matched up. And then that's how we find out some of the stuff that's unknown. And so I went ahead and I got back with her and I told her. She asked how much it'd be worth, and I told her I didn't know because there's no price guide on none of this stuff. It's only what people want to charge. Just let me know. She said, oh, I'm going to keep hold up for a while. Oh, maybe a month later, she said, I'd like to have $200 for it. You want it? I said, yes, ma'am. I'll take it. And now it's the house. This is another one that Jay George found. This is actually, I made a trade with Jay about this tumbler. He had a couple of what we had found over the years. He found the bottom right here. Chipped in this thing, it broke a little bit. The majority of the bottom was there. He found just the bottom back there. He calls it the waffle bottom. Now, I think it's Morgantown. Kind of was arguing with him that they think it was made in Morgantown. But the shards he found back here, in this pattern, there's a little defect where something was in the mold. And when they poured the glass in it, it just transferred right into your pattern. And this one and the other one he has that mark in there, so that's Cody. You know, definitely. What's the chances of then Morgantown having that little mark in the bottom? You know, so that's proof.
did the plant sit back here or something?
Yeah, it's set back. You know where the ball field is?
Not really. But
Well, it's right here somewhere. Right here somewhere. On the other side of the creek. But anyway, I had something that Jay didn't have. He's like 50-some years. I found it several years back, a Halston, the Lotus piece, champagne. And this is, there's no records, no books, or nothing about this. He came and saw this about 2 years ago, took pictures of it, and really liked it. Well, last year I found another one. Found this up near Cleveland, and the other one is on the eastern shore of North Carolina. That's the only two's been found, and I was lucky to find them both. And he had this, and I had that, and I said, I'll tell you what, I'll give you one of my Lotus or Halston champagnes. You give me one of the Sloan brothers, that waffle bottom glasses. And we had no problem with that. That way he has an example, and I have getting back to utility glass, the main pattern, they really produced a lot of pieces, different style pieces and everything too, with Cambodia ware. That's all this glass here. It's got the rolled design, it's got all the vertical, interior vertical optics. And this is the easiest to find. Some pieces aren't. Just the easiest pieces, the design or a pattern to find in that. The marmalade, very difficult to find. These little shot glass, stem shot glasses are really hard to find. We have probably over 30 of them. But in collars, you have solid collars and different combinations of collars. There's, I think, there was four different greens. His bid was recorded until that picture that's out there in the case. I found that picture. And that picture out there is a completely darker green. And Jay come up to see it, and I was putting it in there. Took it back here and done his thing. Well, I was putting stuff in, and he come back and said, definitely was made back here. And I kind of thought, too, that it was made probably 1929. That's the year that they closed. Because I think they was trying to give Macy's and all them stores a different showing of color because, you know, they was pumping a lot of this stuff out. I mean, over 300 people working back there at one time.
Was it all blown glass or?
Well, it's blown into mold.
Mm.
There's a blown glass that's got panels on the bottom. Some of the first plates that they made was Cambodia ware. And they was blown, and they wasn't happy with them. They stopped it. They come out too thin, and the people that did get the Cambodia ware plates, they just broke. Then when they changed their method of doing things, it was into the Mandalay Dine, which is that plate, design plate, pattern plate, and it's a little bit thicker and everything, and they held up good. Now, I didn't bring a whole lot of Mandalay Dine with me. I did bring one of their little bowls, like for pudding and stuff like that. These are easy to find. And Mandalay Dine here, I brought that. That's an old compote. Believe it or not, when I first started collecting, I saw this piece down in Perky Springs. I'm a picky person. And I found this wee little place in it. There it is. I saw it. And I didn't know a whole lot about this because what happened was I needed to get into collecting again. I used to collect carnival glass, steel carnival glass. And anyway, I needed to get into collecting again because with my health and stuff, I couldn't go out and work anymore. It would just drive me nuts. So I got into collecting. Saw this piece down there, didn't know what it was. Seen the chip, upset. But I did find this piece. And it had the cogwheel stem on it, and it had made in Lonaconing on it. This is the troublemaker here that got me started. But anyway, had to have it, because I didn't know nothing too much about Coney glass, so you heard. So I went ahead and got the thing from home, and of course, with anything I do, I research. Knowledge is everything. Then I found, if you get on the site, West Virginia Museum of Glass, that's where you find a bunch of books made by people. Okay? So I bought that. Don't pay attention to all that stuff. Right? That was J. George's. I found it in here. You know, and then I started getting online and just digging. I had to open my book up and look at the patterns. And that's how I learned all the patterns. Everything is because of that book right there and that man down there. He's a good man. But anyway, this piece here is the one that got me addicted. But anyway, we have the Cambodia ware, and we went to the Mandalay Dine. I've got a lot of stem pieces at the house, Mandalay Dine, and everything. And it's a little harder to find, that pattern. Then the next major named pattern is called the Lotus. And I brought some pieces. Most of these pieces are decorated. Certain colors, like this one right here, the Vaseline and amber bottoms, I have 60, 70 pieces of just that I just keep whenever I find a piece I don't have or I need to get I'm trying to work on full sets, you know. And I always thought sets came in like plates and stuff. Nowadays you buy a box of plates, 8 of them, 8 plates, 8 cups. Well, back then I just finding out it's not like that. It wasn't like that. It was 6. Everything went 6s. It even says it right when you have a tile right here.
Where do you store it all?
I got one room, all the walls. I built cases, and it's all in there.
Wow.
Well, not all of it. I've got a huge curio about that wide, goes almost clean to the ceiling, full. I've got her dining room hutch It's funny, but it's not. It is, but it ain't. She let me have it.
You're lucky.
It's that long. Full. I've got in my bedroom. We have the built-in shelf and closet, so in the walk-in closet we had. She's got her side, I had mine. I had clear shelves, get my extra shoes. Full.
Oh my God.
We're somewhere with the utility glass and the Sloan glass. We're hitting like almost 900 pieces. Because it's an addiction, but yet it's something that I really love. I love collecting this stuff. You know, you got to have a passion for it. Some people, me, a little different story. I like the history, our area, the history.
Mm-hmm. What do you look for to know that it's Coney glass?
Pattern.
Just the pattern. There's
Well,
nothing
there's
on the bottom.
there's no marks on it. None. Now on Sloan Sloan was putting stickers on some of his. Okay? But most you find online, you don't find those stickers. Now I've got a few houses that's got stickers. Stuff on it. Very interesting. I like that part. That's a nice part. And there's another Sloan that might be related, but not kind of hooked into the Atomic Glass, Sloan Brothers, and Maryland Glass in Cumberland. That's where Dixon Sloan went after the place burnt down up here. And then I'm thinking 38, he took over the glass plant down there because they went out of business. And for a couple of years he ran it. And they got glass in there. Because I tell you, the Sloan brothers, to me, they've done fantastic work. That's all I can tell you. Now, but let me go ahead and keep it moving on. In this Lotus pattern right here, this is one of the cuttings that he's done. And guess what? This has been certified. There's only 12 of these plates known to exist right now. And guess who's got all 12 of them? Had to pay for them. But I'm telling you, I bought them. So that's all behind us now. Now, 29, he changed it up from collars. I guess trying to, the people that he's selling their stuff to, kind of get them excited, for customers, And this collar right here come up. Right here. Maybe right towards the end. It's this collar ring right here. And there's right here. This blue right here, from what I understand, there's only 5 of them known this color blue. And guess who's got them? Right here. Why? Because I'm looking all the time. You don't look, you don't find. Let's see. There was another color. Of course, I told you about the green pitcher. Oh, right here. In the Cambodia where this is the ruby red collar that, if you can find the red, this is the one you find all the time. Now, me and Dave got to come to terms on this. I'll show you. Excuse me. Here's the ruby red one. Shot glass. Now, I found 2 of these. They come out of Oklahoma. And I told him, I said, that's cranberry.
Mm-hmm.
That's not ruby red. There's a big difference in it. Cranberry is actually, that color red was before the ruby red was, back in the 1800s. Harvard Walker and Boston Sandwich and all them, they had in Northwood, in his plain glass, not his carnival glass, but he had cranberry pitchers and stuff like that. I had him 2 small shot glasses, and that's the only ones I had. He told me it was probably this washed out when the mix wasn't mixed right. Well, I never found those variations very much. Maybe in the amethyst, just a little variation in the color of it. And the guy that mixed this, but anyway, I haven't found not hardly any variations in anything except for that. So about a month ago, I found 6 of these. They come out of Texas. I had to buy them. Texas and Oklahoma, real close. So I figured shipment went somewhere probably Chicago.
Probably St. Louis, probably here.
Well, I don't know if they shipped to St. Louis or not. But anyway, the people migrated over the years, People moved and inherited glass. It probably come out of either. But anyway, that told me this cranberry right here was probably made towards the end, this collar red. And they didn't get hardly any of it out there. Maybe a couple batches. And then it was shipped in barrels by train. And that's how this collar here come out. The next one is, Jay has it classified in his book as utility glass 01 because there wasn't no pattern name given to him from here on out. There's only the 3. And this pattern right here came with an option in it called tulip optics. It's got like tulip leaves coming up. I think there's 6 petals coming up. And the panels, vertical panels, is a little bit wider. And here's one of I call it the regular one. I just got the vertical panels, but there's more, like 36. But the tulip optics took my fancy as far as a pattern, an optic, made in the glass. And I have this one here, this collar here, Vaseline and amber. And that big curio, I've got one big shelf. And I've got 60, 70, this collar, tulip optics. And I've been working on trying to get as much as possible. And they made like 15, 16 different sizes and shapes of every pattern.
Wow.
You take each one of these, there's 10 that way, and plus the 3 here, you take that and times them by 16 and times them by the different colors. They must have made about 18, 20 different color combinations. And there's a lot of them I don't have. I have 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 of them. And there's way more. There's the cranberry one, or red one here, maybe red one and cranberry. There's got to be a cranberry out there somewhere. The others, they make Vaseline, Harvest Gold, and Canary Yellow. And the 3, it takes a little bit to get used to them, but you can pick them right out once you start collecting them. That's Vaseline. Vaseline's a little duller yellow. That's Canary Yellow. It's real bright and vivid. Okay, the next one is utility glass. It's Utility Glass Works 02. And that's this pattern right here. Got that little bulbous parts, bulges out. There's a lot out there that was made by Tiffin and all that. It's close. But once you get used to it, you can pick out, you can see it by the way the side bulges a little bit right there. Those are fairly common. You can find them. They have all the different colors and everything. There's a slender one. Comes in all the colors, I guess, but some of them haven't been found yet. Here's another one. 3 known to exist. I got it. Just open over the Hall Stem Champagne in the O2. See the little bulbs come out? The lady bought these off of. She told me that she always thought that it was utility glass, but she could never find it nowhere. These are the only ones she ever saw. These are the first ones I ever saw.
How do you know when you have all the ones that are out there?
Well, I'm just saying, I've got the ones that's been discovered. There's more out there.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't know how many of them. You don't know when the time period is they made them. You don't know stuff was shipped out to California, the earthquakes, how many took out there, Chicago fires or whatever troubles they have there. You know, New York, same way. You just got to go by what's been reported. And it's been 95 years now. Someone, Jay George has been collecting this since 1968. And he didn't have the internet back then, of course. But, you know, it's hard to find it then, but he goes to all shows, all kinds of stuff. He was out there showing his pictures and stuff, his picture collection out in Morgantown this past spring. I didn't get to go. I wanted to go, but I didn't get to go. And but anyways, move on. 03. Children's Glass Works 03 pattern. This one here's got the little ball on the bottom right here. That's how you, the shape and the little ball is what you go by. The also the optics. This is one of my favorites, the tulip optics. I only have maybe 6 or 8 pieces of this too. They're all the same color or something. I have 4 of these and 6 of these black too.
Now, they would have made them in all kind of colors too, then?
Oh yeah, I believe every color they come up with, they was, remember they was doing mixes and stuff, whatever moves they was pulling out of there. Whatever demand that Macy's and all them places was saying, they really like this pattern or whatever the reason was then. You know, we like to have more of them or whatever. They're selling like hotcakes. That's what they would just pump out.
What name did they, like Macy's, sell them under? I mean, did they just
Macy's.
say Macy's? Oh.
Venetian glass, I've seen, I've got an ad, don't have the actual ad, but somebody bought it. But before, you know, every time when I find something, like when he sold ads and stuff, I copy them and put them in a file on the computer, and then go back to them, you know. I just was unlucky to get that. But anyway, it was Venetian glass. And the thing about it was, it had a picture, a photo of a picture on the ad. And I got that right here. It's just right here. This picture here's got tornado optics in it. You know, I also have this in Vaseline with green or a teal hand. Tony pictures alone, 16 different pictures, different colors, none the same. 04 pattern. Got some nice vertical optics in it. Where it stands out really nice. Got the ball, a little bit bigger ball on the bottom. And I've got probably 20 different ones. Here's one that's got the etching one. I really like that. Needle etch, called needle etching.
Where'd they do the etching at here?
There was another building right in this area, not sure. Another building did this glass one too. They done wheel cuts and then the needle etching. And Sloan's even used it when they was here. And actually, when the plant burned down in March of 32, that etching building still cut glass for 2 more years. So I figured they probably had other glass companies send them blanks and they cut for them. They probably finished up what they had too, you know. Get back to the next one, which is 05. This is kind of, for a long time, this is my very favorite because of just the elegance of it. Got a full set of these, pink with the amethyst bottoms. They just, when they're sitting there, they just really appeal to you, you know.
And no, we haven't had any wine out of it yet.
No.
Yet.
The only thing within this is glass cleaner. I very seldom even use water because I'm scared of the hot and cold. If my faucet would pump out hot all at once, would come through and I wouldn't have it adjusted correctly. It would shatter. This stuff is really thin. And whenever I get order buy some glass off eBay or Etsy or one of them places, and I get it in the mail, and I got broken pieces in there, I'm very upset. Anyway.
Do you sell any yourself?
I tell you what, it'd probably break my heart even if I had 50 of them. But I just can't get myself up to it right now. Now the next one in the book in line is the Hall Stem Champagnes. Now you can find these out there. We've got some complete sets of colors. There's one color I don't have, and that's the one that's Vaseline all the way through. All right, the next one in line.
Gary, I don't want to interrupt you, but what's the story of the hollow stem?
Well, the hollow stem is, from what I figure, this is my opinion, when you pour your champagne into a glass, what do you see coming up? Bubbles coming up the stem. It enhances it more. Yeah. And these guys back here, utility glass, they was brilliant with their glass. Most of them went from around here with the office people. And but they came from the Fry Glass. Some of them come from the Fry Glass company from up in close to Pittsburgh. I can't think of the name of the town up there. Fry Glass was so big up there that they put apartment buildings up for the workers to stay in, so the workers didn't have no excuse not to come to work. But what started all off was just right here with casters and stuff, or coasters, whatever you want to call them. Also, it's documented, I read, where they use these to put underneath their old wooden legs and stuff on their couches and stuff. I guess on rugs or on hardwood floors.
And those came in different colors?
I don't know. This is the only one I only found 3 of them. People put stuff on eBay that most of them don't know what they got. And they put it under stupid places. I call it stupid, but not to them it's not. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to down it.
Yeah.
To me, after all the knowledge I've picked up on this stuff here, to me, what the hell he got that under that for? These was found under Libby glass. Libby.
Oh.
Yeah. But anyway, comes the vases. Large Cambodia, ware vase. Small one. Utility glass did, I call it a half-inch thing. Pieces this shape right here, every half inch they drop down. That's how you can just about tell. These vases right here. And I'm thinking there's 5 more sizes to get up to there. So there's 5 more in between there. And then we'll go to this one. I'm not going to go in order like Jay has it in the book. I'll just go through with it. That is a very beautiful one. Lady here says that she's got one that's bigger than this. That excites me. I've never seen one. These right there is a hard one to find. How I know? Jay George told me. He said that shape right there, that's one of the hard ones. And most of these vases have been found in 3 different color combinations. And there's some solid ones. That one I have 2 of them, 2 different colors. You want to have that one in 2 different colors too. It's going to be the Vaseline and amber bottom. Just a matter of time when it gets here. I have a couple different colors in this one. You notice the stems at the bottom here are short.
Now, are they all the same pattern?
No, all these are all different. These are all different. This is one of each one of them that was made. I have an example in my collection, at least one of each one. I happen to have 2 of the same color, and I've got them both within a week of each other. It was really strange. You don't ever find these, but, and it's got a decoration here made in the glass. Stay away from it. They did no decorations under here. You know, they didn't make it fancy on the stem. They didn't do a real tall stem either for the average vase. Yeah, because there's a couple companies that produce glass or vases that looks pretty similar, like this one here. At the time, this is the only pink one with the tornado optics in it. Jay didn't know whether it was, this is actually utility glass or not at the time we talked. His had vertical optics in it, and he just didn't know. He wasn't sure. That's all it was. But then when I showed him my tornado optics in it, you know, it's been clean like I thought it was. That's what he said. But the stems down here is what you go by. You'll find a lot of vases made in Cumberland and all over the place. Princess House. I don't know how old they are. I don't think they're that old. Princess House makes a bunch of vases and stuff. And they try to resemble some utility glass. You've got to really look. You know, there's a lot of vases that's clear. Now there's a chance you might, if it's a clear one, it might be one big out here in Maryland glass. You can't really find too many of these. You got to have the optics inside, either straight ones, you know, vertical ones, or the tornado. This picture here is kind of a strange, you know, great big handle on it. But that's how they've done it. Take your block of glass and roll the glass, watch hot, and come up here and just put it on there, you know, put the top on here. Probably put the bottom on and bring it around and pull the top. I've got the picture at the house with the lid, exact one. I've got the pink plate, but it's not Mandalay Dine. It's one of these optic plates. I've got it, great size, everything. And the plates made in Coney, the bottoms have got to be ground. They have a machine there, they put them down and grind them. If they ain't ground, not Coney. Cog wheel. That's one, like I say, that was the first piece of glass I was lucky to buy. These are rare on the stems. We have 30 some of them or so. This was made in Sloan, but what happened was they got the patent. When the patent went through for utility glass, the patent fell right in when Sloan took over, right after Sloan took over. And they passed the molds to these stems over to Sloan, Dixon Sloan. And he continued it till they place burnt down. And then he took it to Maryland Glass when he went to work with them. And there's some of them down there too. I have pieces from all. I prize this stem right here. This is a good stem. Some of them have, like this one, has two cog wheels, geared wheels. You can see it in the pattern. One underneath and one out here. Then you got the tall stem that has three. One underneath, and then the two out here. They're, and these are the shortest ones I've ever found. Really excited about these. Then this one is Mandalay Dine shape. You've got the little jolt out on it. Optics, there's not near as much optics in it. The vertical optics. Called wheel. This could have been utility glass. Might have been making a change in 29, I figure. Or Sloan's could have picked up on it and just changed them over the vertical optics. Wasn't, you know, there's many in it. I was lucky I found 4 of these and 2 or 3 of the shorter ones. The pattern right here, this is definitely Sloan. It's a topaz yellow. You can take a black light shine on it, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't blow, or it's will blow up, you know. Vaseline glass with uranium salts in it, it doesn't do anything. It's got the McGuire stem on it, the scrunched up McGuire stem. And if you don't know nothing about the McGuire stem and what to look for, you pass these up. I was lucky to, I got 7 of these in one shot. All right, I think that's just about everything I've done up here except my bottoms. These are all made in Lonaconing, or not, no, they're all for Lonaconing businesses. For a long time, people thought they was made in Lonaconing. But down in Cumberland, they made these bottles from the late 1800s up into first part of maybe 1910.